back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, and this week is a busy one for Marvel Rivals and for me. New buffs, new nerfs, and Season 1 introduces Marvel's first family and drops on my birthday, so I know what I'll be doing for those 24 hours straight. Yes, playing too much. Genuinely though, I've been playing too much Marvel Rivals. I'm simply addicted to it, and I'm gonna cover all the essential details from the trailer and all the scary updates that's coming our way, while also going over a few of the leaks. But first, this video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes launching your own website a breeze. Check out nerdride.shop for all of our newest merch options over there. There's so much to do. I don't have it written in my script right now, but I'm sure there is a ton of merch that's really great, that's perfect for your everyday needs. As a nerd, we're getting into the new year. There's a lot of conventions coming up, so go check out nerdride.shop for some of our merch over there. Let's get into it. Since its launch, Marvel Rivals has taken everyone by storm. Daily streamers get their old school gaming grooves back, we curse our healers, and everyone allows far too many DPSs. However, this 6-team PvP shooter has shown impressive numbers in a short amount of time. Now, I'd be amiss not to recognize we rarely talk about gaming here on the channel, and what I just said might have sounded like word vomit to your ears. So I'll try to keep this video on a level for everyone to understand, but eventually you'll just have to play the game and keep up. For those that just watch their boyfriend or girlfriend or son or person just playing this game and confused as to why they're screaming in the back room, God, Iron Fist, why again? Wolverine, no! Get that all out of here! Let me make this very super brief for those. Marvel Rivals is a 6 vs 6 player shooter game where you can play as one of 33 dynamic Marvel heroes that you might have seen on the big screen, or maybe you've only seen in the comics. In a more simplified explanation, the objective of the game can tether between 3-4 modes, but really it's like 2: domination and convoy. Domination, where you fight to protect and capture an area, and convoy, where you and your team escort a moving vehicle to the end of the map, or your team is trying to stop that vehicle. That is a very simplified, dumbed down version of this game. There's a lot more to it, but this is a good start for those watching this that have not played it yet. So yesterday morning, NetEase Games released a new trailer for Marvel's Rival Season 1, Eternal Night Falls. And for those saying, Season 1? What were we playing last season then? That was Season 0, Doom's Rise, which followed 2 Dr. Dooms from different timelines battling it out. The trailer opens with Galacta, daughter of Galactus, who hosts the game and battles to undo the damage caused by Doom in the last season. Do we ever meet Galactus? No, of course not, because this is his daughter's time to shine. You can also read her comic, which I think she debuted in 2010 if you just can't get enough of her. Dracula, our new main villain, is now invading New York under the Blood Moon. What once was Avengers Towers now flips the A to a V, I assume for Vlad, his first name. And I like the touch of his vampiric creatures like bats meet demons, causing more rippling chaos through that city. Dracula was mentioned earlier in Season 0 in Moon Knight's The Dusk of the New Moon story. There's a conversation between Mark and Khonshu about Dracula owing Moon Knight money, which was sparked a meme of Moon Knight saying this: "I know you're here, Dracula, you big f***ing nerd. Where's my goddamn money?" So funny. This is what makes me so happy to have Moon Knight as my second main. In this view of New York, we see the Sanctum Sanctorum being destroyed due to Dr. Doom and Dracula disrupting the moon's orbit, plunging the city into eternal night and unleashing his demonic army. In the background, you can actually see Dracula's castle. The city of New York has been featured in this entire trailer and has backdrops for press photos, which I think is safe to assume will be a new map featured in Season 1, just a dark, destroyed city of New York. Then we see Dracula from behind entering the Sanctorum. By the end of the trailer, we see a better front view of Dracula, which doesn't look like any of the Draculas I've seen in Marvel Comics, but does look like the vampire king I'd expect. As he enters the Sanctorum, we see 2 doorways like highlighted passages. Then after zooming in, we're taken to Strange, who is floating in an entangled astral plane. According to the Marvel Rival Season 1 synopsis, the time stream entanglement leaves Doctor Strange trapped in the entangled astral plane, scattering the Darkhold pages. In Season 0, Strange performed an arcane ritual to protect his reality, and the spell failed, and Strange and his Sanctorum became trapped within the mirror dimension. Lost in the time stream, he uses his mystic mastery to free himself for short periods of time to join the fight. AKA, he just uses his astral projection to get into the fights, and he makes note of this during Cloak and Dagger's discussion when he talks in-game.
Doctor Strange, wow.
Astral projection makes me feel old.
So he's just kind of continuing to be trapped in this newest season, assisting in his astral projection-like form, though it looks like Dracula is now a presence that could disrupt this, maybe forcing him or banishing him to stay in the entangled astral plane after finding a way out. Keep in mind, this might not be the first place Dracula's messed up. Tyrone and Strange have a conversation in-game that specifies that Cloak and Dagger's home is also under attack from a vampire. Additionally, in a conversation between him and Wanda, we learn the time stream entanglements tear apart the astral realm as well. However, Wanda and Strange could possibly undo the entanglement, so attacking Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum and Strange is probably a really big goal for Dracula. He doesn't want anyone to get out, but he also doesn't want to leave. Then we see the Thing picking up a broken bus. It seems kind of useless because everything around him is destroyed and damaged, but you know, whatever. In Dracula's narration over this scene, he's now using puns to insult their efforts. For the Thing, he says, "Soon your resolve will begin to crumble." Crumble? Rocks, you get it? The vampiric creatures lead us to the Baxter Building, most famous as the home for the Fantastic Four, and Dracula then says, "You'll be stretched too thin," and shows Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. He's stretching himself and scrambling, trying to fix this machine, and this machine has been featured in Marvel Comics before. It's 2025, and the internet is over 40 years old, and somehow there are still websites out there that act like websites peaked with Angel Fire and GeoCities. The fact of the matter is, it's so easy to build a professional, easy to use website using Squarespace that there's simply no reason to settle for less. Squarespace is an all-in-one tool that gives you everything you need to make a website that looks good and does whatever you need it to do. Squarespace helps you get your site discovered fast with a suite of integrated SEO tools. Every Squarespace website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions, and auto-generated sitemap, and more, so you show up more often to more people on global search engine results. Plus, Squarespace's design intelligence tool makes it so easy to get your website looking just right. It combines 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI technology. And with just a few clicks, Squarespace can help you untangle digital payment platforms, making it easy to start receiving payments right away using popular payment methods like Apple Pay, ACH Direct Debit, Klarna, and more. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/newrockstars to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This is The Bridge, first appearing in Dark Reign Fantastic Four #1 in 2009. The Bridge was created to monitor parallel worlds where Reed could see and learn from other realities, but also allowed you to travel to different realities. He's trying to get out. He's not gonna get out. With little time to fix the issue growing quickly, an invisible shield, a bubble, expands over the Baxter Building. Dracula then says there will be nowhere left to hide, which is another pun, but yet an introduction to the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, who, yes, is a brilliant mind, an incredible woman, but they knew what they were doing when they gave us this shot. Was there a rule somewhere in Marvel Rivals that said you had to be the hottest thing to be in this game? Because I did not get that memo. But God, Sue Storm, I don't know what they were thinking making her first shot be that butt, but go off. Vlad continues, and your fire will cease to burn, which cue our final punny introduction to the Human Torch, Johnny Storm. He then gives us a flamed 4 in the sky that always brings me back to the 2005 movie. Then we close the trailer with the family and Herbie, their AI helper that's gonna show up in the movie, and their iconic Fantastic car. In the final image, you can see Johnny Storm's legs making a 4. With Marvel's Fantastic Four First Steps releasing July 25th of this year, there's no better marketing layup than introducing Marvel's first family to the heroes pool in Marvel's Rivals. But the story of Dracula taking over New York is heavily featured also in the comic Blood Hunt. After the sun is blotted out of the sky, covering the world in eternal darkness, vampires will carry out ambitious coordinated attacks that put humanity on the defensive. It involves characters like Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, Dracula, Blade, and some other heroes and villains. This makes people wonder if the rumor that we might get Blade in season 1 is actually true. There have been so many leaks, rumors about the season, the new heroes, the new maps, and I want to talk about them. But since these are leaks, I just want to remind you there's no way of confirming their legitimacy. I recognize a lot of the information is from data mining in the game. I'm not here for it, but you know, it's up to us to decide what to take away. These are leaks. Just remember that. One big player was Ultron, who was originally going to be in season 0 but allegedly moved to season 1. The character will be played as a strategist with a 2-star difficulty. It's up to how you play this strategist, but he'd basically just be a support character, according to the leaks. And according to another leak from XOX Leak on Twitter, there is a Blade who will be able to see through walls like the Punisher, and Marvel Rivals Leaks reminds us the characters are released based on their current lore. So Blade will probably appear once the story's already finished being released by Dracula, leading to season 2. They also found new maps of Krakoa and New York City and that one mutant island. There are also so many leaks and rumors for this season. If you're just interested in learning more, it's simply a Google away. I only had a couple hours to write this, so I didn't get into all of it. However, I do want to talk about the new characters' abilities that have been covered in the leaks. According to the leaks, the Invisible Woman can slip in and out of sight without a trace. No matter how intense the battle may be, she can conjure impenetrable force fields to protect herself and her team, which sounds like another support character, which we need. This is a strategist. There's way less strategists than there are duelists. Mr. Fantastic comes with an elastic punch, Brainiac bounce, which allows you to leap and smash knockback enemies, and reflexive rubber, allowing you to stretch and absorb damage all along with elastic strength. If this isn't a tank, I don't know what is. Johnny Storm will be able to send shockwaves to damage enemies within range and can connect flame fields to form a firewall that deals burning damage to enemies. He can dive towards the ground and stun nearby enemies and launch flame balls, and this is a duelist that I will probably be playing forever. And lastly, the thing will be immune to enemy knockback, will have a combination punch. Please do not make this combination punch like Iron Fist, just make it like the Hulk's. I will lose my mind if he can punch like Iron Fist. He can leap toward teammates and add damage reduction, and has an ultimate slam moment. So that's the information we got about the new character. characters, and I also broke down the trailer, but now there's a lot of other things that I mentioned, like the nerfs and the buffs, that are also going to be coming into season 1. As for the alleged nerfs and buffs, Venom, Captain America, Wolverine, Storm, Cloak, and Dagger will all receive buffs. Meanwhile, Hela and Hawkeye will be nerfed. That's right, no Iron Fist, no one's safe. Expect more of this.
Raiden! I think he's right behind me, Raiden! Raiden, please stop! Raiden, you're running a little too fast! Oh my god, Raiden! He's right behind me! Oh my god, Raiden!
At the end of the season, Hela will lose her 20% seasonal boost. She can also do an immense amount of damage, and that ultimate is truly diabolical, so a nerf is within right. However, I expect she will be nerfed beyond the removal of her seasonal boost. Hawkeye, similar to Hela, has a seasonal boost that will be removed, but this monster can one-shot me without using full power, so truly make his damage less. He does way too much damage with little effort, and I expect that's the nerf beyond the seasonal boost removal. Captain America, Storm, Wolverine, and Cloak and Dagger are all getting buffs, and as for Captain America, this makes sense. I think he's the worst of the tanks for me personally. That's what I'm saying. Some folks do really great with Cap. I think his cooldown is the biggest tragedy, and any buff would be great for him. So for those that main Captain America, you'll just get better. Good for you. Storm, my sweet baby goddess, needs all the help she can get. She moves way too slowly. It shouldn't be one of her timed abilities to make her quicker, in my opinion. Her damage also isn't great either. Storm is Storm. She's so powerful. How am I barely getting damage in the sky? If she's a range shooter, why does she suck? So a buff for Storm makes complete sense. Wolverine, I don't play as, though I hate playing against him, so hearing he's getting a buff, I'm against it. He's probably too strong in my opinion, and he probably is just getting a buff for a seasonal buff. Venom was my OG main, but now my favorite tank is Groot. And though Venom already has a seasonal buff, I think that Venom, Cloak, and Dagger will be keeping a seasonal buff because they're both already good in my opinion. So them getting a buff is probably something that's just continuation. There's other releases coming down the pipeline, new skins, teasers of gameplay footage, and a little more trailers that are supposed to be released this week that I haven't covered here because I shot this yesterday, you guys. Come on, this is coming from the past. I'm excited for the new Marvel season if you couldn't tell by this breakdown. There's so much to look forward to. As a Mantis and Moon Knight main, I'm stoked to try playing Sue and Johnny. They seem parallel in a vague kind of scopey way, but they're doable for me. If you haven't started playing, get on, play with me. Go to New Rockstars break room and I'll make sure to give you my handle. It's not appropriate to say out loud here. Sorry, mom. Oh my god, get out of here. Whenever you need support, I'll try my hardest to be there so long as I'm not playing with my friends. Let me know below how much you hate Iron Fist. Follow me on Instagram at Lulu_Clemons and subscribe to all the channels in the New Rockstars network for all the deep analysis of what you want. Check out the break room where we play and chat video games over there. You know we're gonna probably play this again. See you guys later. Again!